Hey Robert, thanks for the information. And this falls under the what was I smoking category because for some reason I was testing it with IE and not Chrome. So I'm like, okay, it's just not making sense. Anyways, I figured it out after you mentioned Chrome. Like, well, I don't. And you know what it is? I'll explain why because I love excuses. Um, Chrome is one of my favorite tools, especially when testing for mobile, because I can do things like I can go to my settings or I can go to my more tools. I can go to my developer tools. I can hit the old phone icon and test these sites in mobile. So I use Chrome all the time. The problem is, not the problem, but what I think happened is this. As you see now, it's staying in view. Well, when I had this really great idea about, you see the sort of Ken Burns effect for the image in the background, the as it moves from thing to thing there and sort of slowly zooms in. Yeah, well, what I did, I'll just show you here, is I added an effect afterwards, after I did all my testing and stuff like that, I think, right down here to the background images, right? This transition right here. And what I missed was in the actual animation that we wrote, see this here? It goes from opacity 1 to a Z index of 2. And guess what? The slide up here doesn't actually have a Z index, so it doesn't have a Z index, which is not really a horrible thing, except for Chrome requires it for whatever reason. That I couldn't tell you why. So if you can open up your full screen slider.css, go to about line 267, and then right after the background, just type in the Z index, and then type in the number 3 and a semicolon, like so. Get rid of that one there. Bob's your uncle. That should do it. I've been running it in Chrome and it hasn't gone away because I actually was able to pull it up, and yeah, it was doing the same thing for me. Now I'm surprised you're the first one to notice it. We haven't noticed it, or I haven't noticed it here, and nobody else has noticed it. So yeah, thanks for all the sending the screenshots and hanging in there with me. I really appreciate it. And sorry for the troubles, but I thought before I just give you here, go do this, I would explain why it's doing that. I don't know why Chrome is the only one picking it up, but I could tell you that every single web browser out there, when we start dealing with transforms, especially with things like this here, where we're going from scaling and transforming and rotating and things like that, every browser is a little bit different. As you can see, we have to use a WebKit, a Mozilla, a Microsoft, and an Opera transform, as well as just the W3 standard, just to make sure that all browsers are covered because they're each so different in how they handle these animations. But anyways, thanks for your patience on this.